Hello and welcome to my channel. I am so glad you're here today. I am so excited about this DIY that I want to share with you today. All starts with some thrifting, of course. I made a trip to Goodwill to pick up a few items because I wanted to show you how to make a nice vintage 3-tier serving tray. Quick and easy, very cost effective. Actually, I'm going to show you how to do 2 of them. The first one I'm going to put together, I think with all the materials that I got from Goodwill, it came to about $6. So $6, some time spent at Goodwill, along with some glue and just a little bit of time with me today. And I'm going to show you how to put that together right now. So this is one of the plates that I picked up. I believe this is probably about the size of a salad plate, about maybe a good 8 inches. So the first one I've got is this one. It's got a real pretty gold trimming around it, which is nice, and that's going to add to the design that I'm doing today. The next thing that I thrifted was another plate, a smaller plate in this case, probably another bread plate maybe, just because of the size. Has a little bit of indentation in that, and it has a real pretty pink flowers on there, and it also has that gold that's going around it. And this is another little bowl here, probably a dessert bowl from that set. Same thing, it has the gold trim around there. So you can see how all 3 of these are going to come together. And then I also thrifted a couple of small cups. They were white, and you can see that they're white on the inside. And so what I did was I just spray painted them because I wanted to have a little bit of a different color and to tie everything in together. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as the first part of the tier, and I've got some glue right here that I'm just going to bead all the way around. A nice thin beading around here, and then I'm going to adhere it to the bread plate. There we go. Make sure I got it all the way around. And carefully, I'm going to try to put this right in the middle so I don't have to move it too much and disturb that glue that's on there. So I'm just going to press it down just a little bit to give it a nice little hold there, and I'm just going to let it stay there. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add this piece on top. Now, the thing about the construction on this, of course, you want to make sure whatever you use is that it's going to be nice and sturdy, which is why I decided to use these items to give it not just the height, but also to make sure that it's constructed so it won't come apart and it won't fall over. So with this, one of the things that you want to make sure of is as you're looking for not just what you want to use to design the tier tray with, but also the back of it to make sure that whatever you're going to put on it is going to fit right within there. And so I was able to do that with this piece. And so what I'm going to do is just put another beading of glue right around here, and then I'm going to set that right on top. Show that to you. And now I'm ready to add the next tier. And again, I'm going to use this to make sure that it's going to be nice and sturdy as I stack the last piece up on it. Now, I could do it either way. I could do it this way, or I can just glue it here and then just come around for the last piece. The tip is just to make sure that whatever you're going to put in here is going to fit, and this does fit right in there. Nice little beading around just the edge of it. And once again, carefully place it right down in the middle. And I'm going to use this just to kind of pull off any of the glue that is kind of seeping out, so to have a nice clean finish on it. There we go. So I've got that one on there. Now, last but not least is to add the top to it right here. And this one I'm just going to squeeze and add around the top of here. And now I can take my top bowl and just carefully place that on there and make sure it's nice and centered on the top and it's not wobbly. Now I've got one last item that I'm going to add on top, and this cute little thrifted cup. And I'm just going to add that right up on the top. Just a little bit of glue on the bottom of that, and I'll add it. And that's going to finish it off. You see how quick it is to get this done, do this project. I think a lot of the time involved with this was just really actually finding the pieces that I wanted to go with it, how I wanted to design it. That does take a while. I spent quite a bit of time standing in Goodwill putting pieces together. It just made it easier to do there while I was there with all of the different sizes of the plates and the different designs on them to create what I actually wanted to have by standing there in Goodwill and just taking a few minutes to do it. And then of course I want to give that some time to dry, and while that is drying I want to come back and I'm going to do a really quick and pretty floral arrangement that is going to go with this. For this floral arrangement, I just picked up a lot of my florals from my local grocery store. They had some nice fresh flowers there, and so I was pleasantly surprised to see these hydrangeas and just how beautiful they are. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to use hydrangeas. No green foam in this one. I'm just using water. I've got some water in there. And I'm just going to cut these down a little bit, snipping them. And I'm going to add it to the water. In the water, I've already added some of the alum powder, so that's going to certainly help to keep these hydrangeas nice and fresh. And I'm going to use all of them. A few of them have some browning on the tips, and I'm just going to go in and snip those off right in there so they don't show up in this beautiful arrangement. And I'm going to cut this one down to size 2. Take a few of those off, just pinch them off. It's easy to do just to get rid of them. Some of the spots when they start to brown just a little bit, to go ahead and just pick them off. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to add this one on this side. And then I've got one more that I'm going to add in there. And the same way with this one, it has a few brown spots. Take some of the leaves off and clip it down to size and add it to my water. And let's see, I have some mini carnations that I'm going to add. Cut those down just a little bit and just disperse them right in there. And get that little bit of color to come in. That's going to help blend in with the 3-tier server that I have. These 3-tier servers are just perfect for when you are wanting to have like a little garden party, a little tea party. Just perfect to make and use for holding any of your like little sandwiches that you're going to be serving, any of your little desserts. And I got some spray roses that I'm going to add in here. Right down in there. Got some on that side, so I want to put some on the other side too. And I'm going to add some right over here. And you can see by how adding some of the other flowers in there that it is keeping the hydrangeas down in there without the wet foam. Let's see. Oh, want to add some greenery. Usually the first thing I do, but for this small of an arrangement, I'm just going to tuck some pieces in here and there just to, there we go, give it a little bit of greenery on here. It's always a nice surprise when I go into the store and I can actually find greenery too. That is just definitely a nice surprise. I think this one, I want you to come up. There we go. Got that one sitting right nice and tall in there so it doesn't fall over. And I've got my spray roses, I've got some carnations, and let's see, I have Gerber daisies too. Let me add 1 or 2 Gerber daisies to this. And it comes with that sleeve on there. I would go ahead and leave it in there and just push that right down, and that's going to keep that flower nice and straight. And then I'm going to add 1 on this side. And I think I'll add 1 more on the other side, put 3 on this one, and make this one just really nice and full. And then I also picked up some fern, and this is going to be that nice light airy fern that's going to give this just a nice little wispy look to it. I'll just clip a little bit and just kind of add some right in there. Turn that around so you can see it. How pretty that is. Makes the arrangement just come alive even more with all of the flowers and just the other greenery on it. And it just adds and it just opens it up just a little bit more. And I'm going to add a piece right up under here. And extend some of that around the bouquet so it'll look like it's meant to be there. It's just growing in there nice and neatly. And there it is. All nice and done. Real quick floral arrangement that's going to just work so nicely with this and the rest of the styling that I'm going to do when in part 2 I do the tablescape. Now I have another one that I'm going to do and do another floral arrangement, so I hope that you'll hang in there with me. I'll be right back and I'm going to show you how I put the next one together too. So are you all ready for the next one? I'm going to go ahead and get started. I want to show you this one, this design, a little bit more of a yellow tone. Thrifted it from Goodwill, and I have, in this case, all of the plates that I'm going to use for this are going to match. I am going to use some cups for this one. These were white, can of spray paint, painted them pink, and I am all good to go. Gonna go ahead and get started. I showed you in more detail how to do the first one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get right into this one and start by let's see here, let me make sure I've got my design in there the way I want with the cup setting. And see how that one's a little bit wobbly. So in this case, I want to make sure that I can use the side that's going to fit in there real good, and this one won't. So as a refresher for myself, I'm going to turn this one upside down, glue it to the bottom of the plate, and then add that one to the top. So let's go ahead and get started. And then just kind of centering as much as I can right down in the middle. Now I'm ready to add the next one to this. Glue around the top of this one. Certainly gets easier the more that you do with this. You can move quicker, and you know, you can end up making a good 2 or 3 of those, however you want to use them on your table. When you're entertaining, when you're having your garden party or a tea party, just something with you and your friends, you can make these real quick. Look at it just a little bit to make sure that I've got it centered as much as possible. And now I'm ready for the next cup. And the cup on this one, because I got the handle going that way, I'm going to do a little bit of a design and just have the handle on this one going in the opposite direction. Got to keep track of what you're doing on here, or else it's easy to make a little bit of a mistake and have to kind of do double work. We don't want to do that. Nice beading of glue on there, and then I want this cup handle to face this way. And I got my little design in there with my cup handles going in opposite directions, and I'm okay with that. The last thing I'm going to add on the top is this cup. I thrifted this one too. Not from Goodwill, but from my other store that I like to go to, Willow Mission. This one is just so cute. It has a lot of nice pink flowers in there. It has the gold around. Even though this has silver around the outside of the plates, it's okay. You can mix and match. It's still going to look good together. If you like that eclectic type look, if that is your style, then this is perfect for you. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue around the bottom of this, and I'm going to have this handle going in the opposite direction. So I've got them kind of staggered. Now for cleaning, I would suggest just using a nice soapy sponge or towel to clean it, and as well as dry it off. I would not consider this project to be dishwasher safe. Carefully lifting this up so that I can show you the finished product. Now I'm going to have to let this sit and dry, and I'm going to say overnight just to make sure that it doesn't come apart. And now I'm ready for the next step, and that is to create another floral arrangement for you. For this floral arrangement, I'm going to use this cute little pink with gold trim around it teapot. Isn't that just gorgeous? I'm going to just get started with this real quick, and for this one, just water once again. I'm just going to start adding some greenery around it, and I'm still going to use a lot of the florals that I used on the very first one for this. And for this one, I'll probably use all of this lemon leaf to fill in, and then I'm going to come in with the florals. Just a few pieces of this. Take that one off, and take that one off so it doesn't get down in the water. And one more small piece. And now I can start adding my florals. And I have more of these beautiful spray roses that I'm going to add. And the way I'm adding them is just really cutting off, not individual stems for this one, but just taking the bottom of the stem and clipping it and keeping all those pieces on there, so that I can just add it right down in there, just like that. And then I'm going to go around, and I still have some of these gorgeous carnations. I'm going to add those too. And I have plenty of these, so a lot to work with on this. And I also have a couple of the Gerber daisies left too that I'm going to add to this. So the two floral arrangements are going to really tie in The difference is going to be that on the first one I used all of the hydrangeas because I wanted to use 3 on that to make it real full. Whereas with this one, I'm just not using as many of the florals on this. Add you right in there. And I'm going to add this one on the other side. And I'm going to keep it in this sleeve. There is a little tip to also keeping your Gerber daisies nice and straight. And that's just by adding a little bit of wire to it, twisting it around and putting it down in there. And I'll probably do a quick short with one of these just to show you how that looks. But for essence of time, I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. So look for that short sometime in the near future. I'm going to add more of my spray roses. Watch out for those thorns on there. On this side. And I'm going to add some more of this beautiful fuchsia color on the carnations. Now I have some baby's breath that I'm going to add in here too. And then I think we're going to be almost done with this one. This one is just really quick. Both of them were actually pretty quick. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. I hope that you try this. Check out your local grocery store to save you some money on your florals. Look for the fresh ones. Peek down in that plastic that they have wrapped in there just to make sure that everything is as fresh as you expect it to be, paying your money for it. So I'm just adding the rest of the spray roses around. And I'm going to turn that so you can see it, just how cute that is. I think I'm going to take this one out. It's a little bit too long for me, so I clip it just a little bit. One thing about your floral arrangements, don't be afraid to take it out and readjust it if you just don't think that it's the right design or that you're even feeling the design. Go ahead and take it out. It's yours. You can really do whatever you want to do with it. And just to make sure that you have it the way that you want it to be. And so let's see. Oh, some more. Right down here in the middle. And of course, the more I add to this, the tighter everything gets in there, and it just really holds everything in there together. And so you don't necessarily need the green foam a lot of times when you're doing these projects. And that saves you some time, and it saves you some money, and you can just keep right on working. So I'm going to add those right down in the middle. And I'm going to add, I want to use up just about everything that I have for this project. So I'm going to go in and use another little piece of this baby's breath and put that right down in the middle. A nice romantic looking floral arrangement. Took no time at all to do. Only thing that you want to make sure that you do is just change the water about every 2 days to keep it looking nice and fresh. And it's all done. Cute little teapot. Let's see if you can still see the spout. Yeah, there is the spout. So I hope that you like this. I hope it gives you some inspiration when you're wanting to do a quick DIY to make some 3-tiered serving trays for a tea party, for a little get-together. I'm going to come back on part 2 for this video, and I'm going to show you how I put some tablescapes together. Because remember, eclectic style will allow you to add, mix, match florals, the different metals, the gold, the silver. All of that is going to come together, and it's just going to be so beautiful. So I hope that you will come back and check out the next video that I do for you. Please like this video, like my channel, and as well subscribe. And you know, whatever you do and wherever you go, be blessed. Thanks again. Bye-bye.